This is Richard Smith with the Kansas City Chiefs Power Hour podcast, where we talk about all things Kansas City Chiefs. Well, hello, Chiefs Kingdom. It is Friday, August 17th, and we have just completed week 2 of our preseason, and we wrap it up with a win. I'm happy to announce that the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Atlanta Falcons 28-14. We have some really, really good things to look at tonight. And excuse me, my voice is kind of lacking this evening, but hey, we're still going to do this broadcast. We'll break it down quarter by quarter and touch on some highlight plays and give you some in-depth look at some stats here. So, we did win 28-14, and I'm sure all of you Kansas City Chiefs fans out there, including me, are happy with this turnout. We looked a lot better in Game 2 than we did in Game 1. Game 1, we kind of came out slow, and I'll say that's an understatement. But Week 2, hey, Week 1 is in the books, Week 2 is in the books, but Week 2 looks so much better. So I'm going to start off with quarter number 1. And, we started off a little slow in this game as well. And we didn't score any points in the first half, or in the first quarter, excuse me. But Atlanta scored a touchdown from Matt Ryan to the tight end Hooper for a touchdown in the red zone. We really started out really slow on defense, and that's one of those things that I hope as the progression of the preseason comes along, we'll kind of pick things up and get off to a fast pace. With all the new weapons and all the new pieces to the puzzle, we're still trying to mesh. So it was really an overall great night. But, with that being said, in the first quarter, Kendra Fuller stopped a pass on fourth down, and that was really nice to see that with a penalty against Atlanta, which we declined and went ahead and took the ball over. So it was nice to see our defense step up our game on fourth down, which that wasn't the only fourth down stop in the game. Later on in the broadcast, we'll talk about that, 4th and 1 in the red zone that we stopped the rushing play. But, Kareem Hunt had a slow start rushing, but he also had a 19-yard first down reception. And it was nice to see that one-handed catch and him, take it up the right side of the field and go ahead and get us a first down. And that's what we bring to the table as far as Hunt, dumping off into the flats or, getting into the secondary or even the, in the linebacking core and going ahead and getting us a first down. That was really, really, really nice to see. So, Atlanta started off a little bit stronger than us. Matt Ryan looked pretty good tonight. But I look at that as Matt Ryan, he's always been a pretty consistent quarterback with some questions here and there. But I think every quarterback goes through those problems unless you're Tom Brady. And it also goes with the offensive scheme. So quarter number 2, Kansas City really, really stepped up our game. We scored 10 points. Atlanta scored 7. It was unfortunate to see Kareem Hunt's receiving touchdown waved off in the red zone from a legal formation, but we went ahead and got 3 points out of it. And Buckner, I love that man. Harrison Buckner, he is clutch. And for us to, pick him up the way he did, I believe he came out of the Miami Dolphins, and we kind of got him off waivers or picked him up and I don't know how we did it, but we picked up a Harrison Buckner who's really, really been clutch for us and has worked out really well. If we're going to stay in quarter number 2, hey, look, Tyreek Hill, we knew this was going to happen. We know that we can send Tyreek deep. We know that he's a world-class speed athlete. And it was nice to see Mahomes step up in the pocket and launch it downfield. And he was triple covered. I just love it. He was triple covered and got past all those defenders and caught the ball at inside the 15 and took it in for a touchdown. So it was nice to see the air it out Mahomes, quote unquote, that I've been talking about quite a bit. And that was 59-yard pass through the air. That's really nice to see that. And it didn't seem like Mahomes put much effort into throwing that pass. So we realized that that's just the tip of the iceberg, Kansas City. And it seemed like that we broke out our offensive scheme and things a little bit more in this game, and we're meshing together. We're coming together quite well as a unit. Tonight was just absolutely amazing, and I couldn't be more happy about, the things that happened. And, unfortunately, Mahomes, he did have an interception, but that's one of those things that, we're going to have that with Mahomes. He likes to take chances. I'm going to take a step back a little bit, and I also want to give Kendall Fuller his props. That was a really, really great play. I just it's one of those things that, Amerson played well. He got burnt on one play, but you'll have that from time to time. But Kendall Fuller, I really like to see that play with his pass defense. And there was also a penalty on that play, which we obviously nullified that, and we took the ball there. It's just really nice to see our defense step up a little bit, as well as our offense. That's our offensive starters and defensive starters showing their capabilities here. But we're not really exposing all of our schemes as such, and as we shouldn't, because as we head into the season, and like I said on the last episode, with Arrowhead Pride, is we kind of got to take a step back from digging deep into our schemes and our progressions and what we're showing in the preseason as far as, offense and defense. Andy Reid, Big Red, has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and I look for us to utilize those, quite a bit here in this season, because we have a lot of weapons. It was sad to see Sammy Watkins not get a reception. And, he had a look today, and Patrick Mahomes threw an interception, but that's just... that's part of the process. That's part of these growing pains. That's part of us meshing together as a unit. So, here in the second quarter, Calvin Ridley caught a touchdown pass from Matt Ryan. And it was a 15-play drive. And that's one of those situations where, look, we have a good defense. But there's going to be touchdowns. There's going to be rushing plays. They had some pretty good rushing plays. That very first, even the first kickoff, 38 yards or so, for the Atlanta Falcons. And that's just, part of the game. We can't be perfect. We set out to be, and, the numbers look really great tonight. So the plays that Atlanta did get against us, I'm not really too concerned about. Our offense looked great. Our defense, we can pick it up a little bit. But we still have 2 more weeks in the preseason, and I look for us to absolutely do that. That Big Red and our coaching staff is going to just hone in on those things. So I really wouldn't be too concerned about that. And even in the second quarter, we stopped the running play on 4th and 1 in the red zone. That was great. I love that. So that's 2 plays right there where Atlanta went forward on fourth down, and we stopped both of them. So I can't knock that play. That's amazing. I like where things are going here. With that first game, I was really, really questioning what was going on, Chiefs Kingdom. I cannot lie. But, hey, it's a progressive thing. We have a lot of new pieces to the puzzle, and we're just going to work harder and harder. So, quarter 3, we moved on, and we scored 2 or 10 in the second quarter. We scored 7 in the third quarter, and we held Atlanta to no points. And I know that our depth chart was really starting to take hold, but that's nice. That's nice to see our depth hold Atlanta Falcons to 0 points in the second half. And Chad Henne threw a touchdown in the third quarter to Dieter, our wide receiver, 27 yards. And, I'll tell you, Chad Henne's looking really, really, really good. you look at the last game and you look at this game, he's really just floating passes in there. Touchdown passes, passes off into the flats. He's really, really, really looking good. So it's nice to see Chad Henne come to the table like we thought that he would. It was a good acquisition for us. So I can't complain about that. I hated to see, our quarterback from the University of Missouri. If you're a Chiefs fan, and some spots you'll be watching Chase Daniels back in the day for the Missouri Tigers. He did a great job, and I hated to see quarterbacks like that come and go. And Foles. We have some really good backups, so it's nice to see that Big Red in our organization, and Brett Veach know that it's extremely important to have a really good backup quarterback. And it seems to be they say that there's a quarterback competition for second and third string quarterback. But, Chad Henne's just looking great. And McGloin's looking great too. So that's one of those things that I'm happy with the progression of our depth chart. And, we'll just keep moving forward throughout the preseason and move on to the regular season. And I think Henne's got it locked in. I really do. After looking at him both these nights, can anybody argue with that? Come on, Chiefs Kingdom. Can anybody really, really, really argue with that? So, we scored 7 points in the third quarter, and we held Atlanta to absolutely nothing. That's a great deal. And Derek Nottie had a sack in the third quarter, which was nice to see. It's really nice to see our rookies stepping up and making an impact, because regardless of his first string or second string, they're looking for their next person up. So I really, really enjoyed this entire game. This was really nice. And then we moved on into the fourth quarter, and we scored 11 points. We had a 2-point conversion, a touchdown, and a field goal. And, Harrison Buckner had a 49-yard field goal, and I love that. That man is just clutch. A 49-yard field goal. We know that he missed his first field goal as a Kansas City Chief, and he really has never looked back since then. Ben Neiman had his pick six. That was awesome. That was a really good play. I love to see him, come over to the middle of the field and take that interception and run it in for 6. That was kind of a turning point in the game. Not that we didn't have many. This was a really, really good game for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I know all of you are excited as much as I am. It's just nice to see us, pick up the pace a little bit, no matter if it's in the second, third, fourth quarter. It was just nice to see us really, really get some momentum here. And if we can start out strong, look out, Kansas City. We have 2 more weeks, and all of you know, we're going to do really good. And this is a prerequisite to see what's going to happen in the regular season. So as we move into the fourth quarter, the pick six, the 49-yard field goal, the 2-point conversion, and 2-point conversion was to Fringle, which was a free agent wide receiver out of Kansas State. So it's nice to see a local guy get in there and make a splash. And we'll see if he makes that final cut with the roster. And moving forward, things are looking really good. So Pat Mahomes tonight finished 8 of 12 with 138 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. With that interception, he really didn't look off that defender. I think that just comes with the growing process. He lobbed it. He did not see that safety cornerback come, over the top. But Mahomes, you really, really got to keep studying film and see those things. And that's that growing process that, the Chiefs organization and Andy Reid and Brett Veach has been talking about. But it's still nice to see him, launch that ball deep to Tyreek Hill. And that tells you it doesn't matter if there's 3 defenders on him. It doesn't matter if we play the Carolina Panthers and their cornerback is going to come up and bump him. Yeah, put your foot in your mouth, my guy, because wait till we play you. I also didn't like to see Sammy Watkins not having any catches. Travis Kelce was utilized, a little bit. Had a first down, had a nice catch, and ran out of bounds. There's just a lot of good things to take away from this game. Chad Henne, 8 of 10, 85 yards and a touchdown. And that touchdown was beautiful. Both touchdowns these last two games have been great. I've really enjoyed seeing what Chad Henne has brought to the table, and we know we have a solid backup quarterback. And even Matt McGloin, 9 of 10 with 58 yards. I would like to see him have more passing yards, and with Henne as well. Well, Mahomes, all the way around, I would have loved to see more passing yards, but we're still molding as a team. But look at that, those stats, 8 of 12 for Pat Mahomes, 8 of 10 for Chad Henne, 9 of 10 for Matt McGloin. Those are great numbers. That quarterback rating is through the roof as a total for each individual quarterback, and that's really, really, really nice to see. So, rushing, Williams, 8 rushes, 23 yards. The D. Williams, the other Williams, 6 rushes, 15 yards. Kareem Hunt starting off slow. I kind of expect that, though, because it's one of those things that we've sat him out a few to kind of get the tweaks and bruises and things away. So I look for him to start off a little slow. And that's okay, because he had a couple good receptions, excuse me. Pat Mahomes, 2 rushes for 16 yards. It was nice to see him take off. Chad Henne had a 9-yard rush. So it's nice to see our quarterbacks not scared to break out of the pocket and take advantage of every situation that's in front of them. So overall, the quarterbacks did very, very, very well tonight. I hated to see that interception from Pat Mahomes, but those are things that he's going to break through here in the next few weeks headed into the regular season. Moving on to receiving yards, Tyreek Hill, 4 receptions, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Do I really need to say more? We already know what he brings to the table, and he just did an amazing, amazing job tonight. And we needed that touchdown. That came at a clutch moment, and it seemed like kind of a turning point for our team for the evening. So it's nice to see Hill get back in the routine and get himself a long touchdown, for game 2 of the preseason. So we know what the season holds. Dieter, I love the 2 receptions with 36 yards. He had a touchdown as well. It's really nice to see, our depth get involved and Chad Henne drop another dime for a touchdown. So, and K. Williams, the 8 rushes, 23 yards. He also had 4 receptions and 27 yards. It's nice to see him. We're going to utilize him a lot in the season. I see that coming. He might be a breakout player. He's, I don't want to say a breakout player, but he's going to have an impact on our team. Travis Kelce had a couple of receptions for 27 yards. That first down was pretty clutch. We all like seeing that. Kareem Hunt, like I said earlier, had that one-handed catch. He broke it on the sideline and took off 18 yards downfield, and then had another 17-yard reception. So it's just really nice to see him get going. Sammy Watkins, it's all right, my guy. Look, you're fitting into this scheme and this offense. It's going to take a little bit more time for you because you have players around you who have been in the system for a year, 2, 5 years, and it's going to take a minute, but we will get you going, and I know you know that. Big Red obviously has a great outlook, and that's something that, hey, just stay patient, my guy. Stay patient. Kansas City, don't worry about Sammy Watkins, and we'll just keep on trucking. 28-14, we really cannot complain about that. So, regardless if he got a reception or not, we still won the game. We might have fallen behind a little bit in the first quarter, starting off slow, but I don't see that continuing. Watch out for the next game. Watch the next game, Kansas City, and look at the progression from week to week already. It's been pretty amazing. So we move on to the defensive side of the ball. David Amerson had 4 tackles and 2 assists. It was nice to see him, get some recognition and show us something. And, for our defensive starters, he really set the tone for just being a consistent player. And we had some big plays in the game, which was nice too. Derek Nottie had a sack. And that was really nice to see, regardless of who it was against or what part of the depth chart he was playing against. It was really nice to see him get a sack and 3 tackles. Tremon Smith, 3 tackles, and also his kick returning ability, which I'll touch base on later, which is exciting. I know Kansas City really likes seeing what he had to bring to the table, and we'll talk about that here in just a few. Neiman, that interception, the pick 6, great deal. I know we loved that. D Ford had a tackle and assist. Braylon Speaks had a tackle. Dorian O'Daniel had a tackle. So it's nice to see our rookies step up and produce some. Xavier Williams had a tackle and 3 assists. Kendall Fuller had a tackle and 2 assists. With that 4th down pass deflection and breakup, to bring the ball back over to the Chiefs. So it was really nice to see all those things. We'll move on to the kick returner situation. And look, that was nice to see Tremon Smith just kind of cut loose tonight. 2 kick returns for 38 yards. Williams had a return for 24 yards. So, like always, Dave Tobe has a really good situation when it comes to special teams. I really hope that we choose to never let go of Dave Tobe, no matter how much we have to pay him, because he is just incredible. Our special teams has been incredible for years and years and years, and I will never knock our special teams play. So it was nice to see special teams, defense, offense all step up tonight. That was amazing, Kansas City. Amazing. Get excited about that. Harrison Buckner went 2 for 2 with a long of 49 yards. He had a long kick of 49 yards. That was nice to see him get back in his routine. And that's nothing new to Kansas City, but, second-year player for us. Wow, has he been great. Even punting, Dustin Colquitt, I got to mention the guy. He's been around Kansas City for years, and he's proven himself, and obviously he's here for a reason, and we pay him good money. He had 3 punts, totaling 129 yards, and we don't usually do the total on punt yards, but this is one of those situations where, he had 1 inside the 20-yard line, which he's very accustomed to doing. He's polished his craft for years and years and years, and we got a great punter in Dustin Colquitt. So all around, minus the little things here and there, the interception by Mahomes, some breakdowns in the running game, we're really, really stepping into our own Kansas City. It was nice, Chiefs Kingdom. This was a great game. I know none of you can argue. I'm pumped for the next game. Things are going to be great. And like I said last week, I keep reiterating this, is don't count us out. This is week 2. So we went from week 1 really, really looking sour to week 2. Look, we're 1 interception away from looking elite. And that's amazing. That's amazing. And we're going against some of the most high profile players in the NFL. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback. He's done plenty of work in the NFL, and he deserves a great name. He has great players around him, and the defense isn't bad either. So to see Mahomes step it up and pick them apart, and see every depth, in our depth chart really step up our game tonight. Where do you think things are going to go in week 3 into week 4? Look at the progression from week 1 to week 2, Chiefs Kingdom. Get excited. We talk about this being the most exciting offseason in Chiefs Kingdom history, and I'll never argue with that. Things are going great. I love Brett Veach. I love Big Red. I love our organization. I love the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole, and Chiefs Kingdom. Each and every one of you fans are amazing, and all of you are already posting excited about the future, and just keep on rolling with that. What a great night, Kansas City. Again, the final score score. We went into Atlanta, and we took it to Atlanta on Friday, August 17th, 28-14. So let's just keep this progression going. Let's keep moving forward and never looking back. And it looks like we'll have a fantastic season, Kansas City. This is my late night broadcast. I really wanted to get this out there so, we could have a breakdown of this game. It was really special. It was a really, really good night for the Kansas City Chiefs. So I hope you all sleep well. And, I'll speak with you soon. We'll have an update on the injury report. We'll have an update on the analysts and what people have to say about the Kansas City Chiefs. So, this is Richard Smith with the Kansas City Chiefs Power Hour. Happy to report that the Kansas City Chiefs won 28-14, where we talk about all things Kansas City Chiefs. Good night, Kansas City. Get yourself to sleep. I will talk to you soon.